Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday. I was very curious this morning how MAGA is coping with all the Democratic wins across the nation. And I went to the one source where I can find firsthand information on their coping skills, Fox News. It was actually their YouTube page. And they had a show where they brought in an expert, real estate expert from New York, that was talking about the incoming mass exodus of people from New York. And these two ladies look like a mother and a daughter team. They were talking about how people are calling relentlessly and trying to see how they can move to Florida, how they can move to Texas, away from New York. Now we know it's a bunch of baloney because that's not what's happening. People don't decide over one day, one night they're going to be moving, and they move the next day, which is. And to back up their sources, they were discussing a few different companies around the United States that were building their headquarters in Texas or this or that, moving from one state to another. And to a normal, regular, logical brain using person, you understand that when businesses decide to make a move from one part of the country to another, they don't just move one day. They make extensive plans. They look at financials. They look at employees, employment, everything. They look for tax breaks. It takes sometimes years to develop that. And then you don't put up a building overnight. It takes several months, if not sometimes years, if you're building a tall, big, gigantic office building, to put that together. So everything they've put as their backup analysis of what's happening has nothing to do with the Mamdani election. And ironically, they cited West Palm Beach as one of the places where businesses are looking to move and expand, and also Boca Raton. And I just remember reading a couple of days ago, there was a huge company that moved here from Mississippi, Missouri, somewhere. They've opened up a big building. They took out, they brought down 350 jobs, or they filled in 350 high-paying jobs. And just recently, within a couple of days, they basically laid off everyone and they closed down the company. So, yeah. Also, Boca Raton mayor was apparently for months now working on some sort of a PR campaign, put up a poster board up in New York telling New Yorkers, well, Boca Raton will welcome you. And then when you deep dive into the article, it's funny because this mayor, she says, well, we only want certain people to come to Boca Raton. We don't want everybody to be moving to Boca Raton. The reporter went down the street, asked a couple of people down the street what their thoughts were, and half the people were like, no, New Yorkers, stay behind in New York. We don't want you here. Some people didn't care. And I would gladly report here to see if there's an influx of New Yorkers. When I hear the word Florida more often than Florida, then I know there's more New Yorkers here. But snowbird season's coming, so yeah, who knows? Anyway,